Hey guys, Estelle back here, bringing you some demolition on Grid. I know a lot of guys have been asking since I put up the MW2 video a day or so ago, or whatever it was, to put up more videos, and I will. I have some more videos to post of that, and I'm going to get some more. I really did enjoy playing the game, so you stay tuned for that. But I wanted to do this video here because it's nice and long, and I can cover a couple of topics, especially one that I felt that I didn't get any closure on, and then talk about some other things. First off, let me just go on with this map. We're defending right off the bat, and if you guys play Demolition religiously or know of the game type, this is a very campy type, happy game type. I mean, you look at your map, and you defend your points, even when you're on offense or on defense. You got to sit and wait for those guys to come to you. It's not really advised to go out rush towards them. Let them come to you, because you know where they're going to show up. We're defending. You know they're going to come to B. You know they're going to come to A. And vice versa. If I'm on the offense, I know where they're going to be. They're going to be at B or they're going to be at A. There's no point in me rushing around the map trying to trap them or anything like that. Unless you're like a Wings or something like that, which I am definitely not. So let's move on with that. So you're gonna see me kind of camp a little bit in this map, and I apologize firsthand for the guys that are really against camping. I apologize for you guys that, and if you want to hate on me, you're more than welcome to. But I just want to throw that out there right now. All right, let's get on to some things that I want to talk about here. If you guys recall, a while back, I had my Storytime series. And a lot of my subs came from them putting the first episode of that up on the big Huppet Gaming site. Since then, they haven't done anything. They haven't actually done anything at all concerning the Huppet 2 channels. I keep posting videos up at the Huppet community channel, and nothing has moved for about a week. They keep doing this COD 4 or COD whatever game of the week or tips of the week or something like that every week, but they don't post anybody's stuff anymore up on either site, so I don't feel that left out. But most of you guys have seen all three videos. I've put links in all those videos for you guys to find them where they're at, except for the fourth one, the one that's supposed to be the closure of everything. So I want to talk about that. I want to wrap up that video in a makeshift way that is obviously not to the quality that I have the video that I was going to put on Huppet. So let me just reiterate what was going on here. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, 2 deployments in Iraq, and I got out at the very end of '07. November was my EAS. I don't know if it exit something. I don't remember what that stands for, but that's the date you leave, that you're discharged from the military. Since then, I've been on what's called IRR, Inactive Ready Reserve, meaning I am not active duty. I'm not reservist. I am just I'm there just in case. If they need to go down that far and call up these guys in a holy shit moment, I'm one of those type of guys they call out, and they would have to give me a 5-month notice anyways before they would make me active. Anyways, let's get on with this. So I was actually, before the Marine Corps, in a stage in my life that was very, very stagnant. I graduated high school in 2000. I wasn't that great of a student even at all through my elementary years or my high school years. And I wanted to do what every kid is supposed to do at that time. I didn't have the grades enough to get into a university of sorts, but I could get into a junior college. So I did. I got into my local junior college, and at junior college is a place where you get associate's degrees or associates of art degrees, which are 2-year degrees. So obviously you're supposed to have everything done in 2 years. I was there for 3 years, just to give you an idea how things went. I quit that school before I flunked out, and ironically I only had about 3 classes left before I was actually got my associate's degree. So once I quit, I went to work at a television show, television magazine fishing show. I was the production assistant. One of my relatives was the director, and I was his personal assistant. It was fun. I got to meet Brian Urlacher, and did some other kind of cool stuff. I taped segments. I made commercials, made segments, all sorts of stuff. It was fun, but the job wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't making very much money, and there was no real room to growth and improve on that. And if I wanted to get anything anywhere, I would have to go back to school for that kind of video stuff. So that's what made me lead to the military. It was 2003 at the time, and I was just sitting around, you know, in the stagnant part of my life, going to work and not really caring about life, really. And I was at, I think it was at an Easter event, a family event. My dad and I had a moment to ourselves, and he asked me at the time, were you interested in joining the military? And knowing that in high school I wanted to join the military, but they did not allow me to. I wanted to join the Marine Corps, but they were very, very adamant with the fact that they weren't going. They didn't condone it. Obviously, I could have done it. I was 18, but I respected my parents' wishes on that, and I did not join. Now, fast forward that 3 years later, I've got to go ahead and do it for my father, and I did. I went to the Marines. I enlisted. It took me a little bit of time to get enlisted, but let me see. 2003, July 4th, I enlisted in the Marine Corps, rose my right hand and swore in and all that lovely stuff. And in November of that same year, I went to boot camp, and you guys know the stories and stuff like that. All right, since then, I've gotten out. I have a clear vision of what I want to do with my life. Unlike I had before after I graduated high school. And right after high school, going to junior college, I thought I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, music recording, business, teaching, this, that. And that's why I didn't care about going to a math class or a science class, because I didn't even know what I was doing. So coming out of the military, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher. I originally wanted to be a history teacher, but then now I changed it to a special ed teacher. That's what my major is right now. Currently is a special ed teacher, and I'll be graduating in 2.5 semesters. So I went back to my junior college, the same one I nearly flunked out of, got my associate's degree. It took me a while longer because some of the classes that I had to retake for prerequisite reasons, and I did it. And I got my associate's degree about 4 classes later. It was a semester, then a summer. I had it. By the end of the summer, I was done. And I went to a university, and here I am. I know exactly what I want to do with my life. I have a clear vision of what I want to do. I'm getting the best grades I've ever gotten in my life. Hell, I'm even part of the honors society here at my local university that I'm at here. And on top of all that, I married my longtime girlfriend, now my wife, obviously, back in June. So we are right in a great spot where we want to be. We are anticipating both of us are going to be teachers. She's getting out this end of this semester. I'm getting out next year, the end of next year, and life could not be better. I'm getting a military check every month for being in school. It's part of the GI Bill, and I'm getting a disability check from the military for the rest of my life, tax-free, a couple $100. Now you're going to say, oh, I was disability. These are things that happened to me while I was in, or made things that I had already worse. I had bad ankles going in. I got them worse coming out. When I flipped a truck, I had a burn and lost some hearing from the big explosion IED, so I got some money for that. So like I said, life is good for me. I'm in a well-deserved spot, and for the first time in my life, I have direction. And I'm going to educate the America's youth. So I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out. And the military set me up for that. You know, I'm a firm believer that the military helped me with that. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be what I'm doing now. Now, I'm not trying to make a plug for the military or anything like that, but I'm just letting you know what my experience was and how I got to where I am. And the military played a big part in that for me. Now, if there's something that you guys are considering, some of you guys, I know I've talked to some of you guys already, you know, think about it, talk about it. Come to me, come on Skype, talk to me. I'll try to give you a no bullshit look at the military in general. At least what it was when I was in. Now, granted, it's been a few years removed. Things do change a lot, but you know, generally everything's still the same. So we'll do that. You know, it's not for everybody for sure, but if you can get through the bullshit of it all, the benefits on the tail end of it is so much better. I get a VA medical for the rest of my life. I have to actually go to a VA facility. That's the only bad part. There isn't one really close to where I'm at. I get discounted prescriptions through the VA. I get my GI Bill for college. Not only that, since I'm in Illinois, I pocket the GI Bill. That pays for all my bills and things that I want, and games and things like that. But Illinois has a program where I get 4 years free tuition from the state. So the state is paying for my tuition. I'm pocketing the GI Bill, and on top of that, I get my disability check. So this is a really good setup for me. So, you know, think about it. Talk to me. Look it over. Don't buy into everything that the recruiters say. If you're talking to a recruiter, they need that. They need a body. You're a body to them. They have quotas to meet. In fact, that's how they get promoted as a recruiter. The more people they have sign up that are actually shipped off to basic, the better it looks for them. So don't listen to a recruiter, but take it for a grain of salt, and because you're just a number to them, or a tally on a sheet. So that's me in a nutshell. Now let's talk about some other things. A lot of guys want me to talk about different weapons that I used and stuff like that. Well, you guys know I used the M16. In my last video I talked about the M4. I didn't use it a whole lot, obviously, compared to how much I used the M16, but I did use it. It was a lot of fun. Somebody asked me what the recoil was. If I remember correctly, it seemed about the same. It didn't seem like one gun was bouncing more than others, or one more gun was more stiff than others, or whatever. When firing these weapons, you were tight. You had a very compact. It was like an extension of your weapon when you're aiming down it. But as a whole, lack of a better way to describe this, you were loose. So when the gun fired, you let the recoil rock you. You didn't want anything that you do as a person affecting that round when you shoot it. And if I try to anticipate the shot, or try to lean into it extra to stop any recoil, that would affect my aim on that. So what we did was we had when you shoot weapons, especially for marksmanship, that's what we did. You want to shoot as a surprise. You want to slowly squeeze the trigger, and every time the trigger actually goes to the rear and actually fires the weapon, you want it to be kind of sort of a surprise, because you don't want to anticipate anything. If you anticipate it, you're tensing up your body, and you are preparing for the event. You don't want that when shooting. You want to be surprised at it, because you're at your loosest, you're at your most controlled, and obviously what they taught us to do is you want to shoot in between your heartbeats. So if you can listen to, or your breathes too, if you can listen to your heart a little bit, because you can do that, you can pay attention to your heartbeat, and you pay attention to how you're breathing. You want to fire in that in-between motion, so that the gun is not moving up and down. So between the two weapons, I enjoyed the M16 a lot, I guess more because I used it more comfortably. And like I said in the previous video, trying to get used to the M4 because it was so much smaller really kind of hurt or strained my back a little bit. I never got to use the Beretta. I mean, I've used it outside of that, but not in the military. I never got a chance to use that because that was reserved for staff NCOs and officers. Those are your sidearms. Yeah, the pistols, if you guys don't know what that I'm talking about. Now let's get down to some of the machine guns. The M240 Golf, I've showed you a picture of that before, is a medium machine gun made to suppress POVs or Jeeps and things like that. I can stop a truck or a car with this weapon. It has a medium fire rate, so if you lined a whole host of guys up in a line horizontally, right, and I start at one end of that line and I hold down the trigger and fire constantly, holding down the trigger all the way to the end of that line, I'll probably only hit every other person. The gun is not designed for anti-personnel. Obviously, you can use it. It shoots, oh good lord, what was the round? 7.76, I think. 5.56 was the M16 and the A4. The rounds for the 240 were the same as the Markman, or the same as the AK-47, I believe. So you would fire it, and you'd only hit every other one. Now, a weapon that was used as an anti-personnel weapon was the SAW, and that weapon you could shoot everybody down. Alright guys, this thing's coming to an end here. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll continue to talk about the other weapons on my next video. Click like if you enjoy what you see. I apologize for the length of it, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Take care.